Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark May movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark May movies.
Dan, I'm the only honest one up here. I despise Hallmark May movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
I am getting breaking news.
You look like you
Breaking
got
news
some
alert?
very serious news there, Brandon.
Lacey
You did
Chabert.
like awooga eyes.
Lacey Chabert to lead Netflix holiday rom-com Hot Frosty.
Whoa.
The Queen of Hallmark is going to be on a Netflix Christmas movie?
Come on.
That can't sit well with the big brass.
What's going on there?
There's no way.
Are they have a deal with Netflix we don't know about yet?
Don't know.
What's great about this is this is hot off the presses yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. But you'd be surprised how little I know about things.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You're
That's-
gonna.
no,
you-
I'm not.
There's
Not
a
at
chance.
all.
There's a chance, Dan. You break news for me tomorrow. That's been out for a week.
Can I break some news today?
Sure.
Today you can buy
Whoa.
Hollywood Pride by Alonzo Duralde. Not pre-order. You can buy it as
the
you're
shelf.
listening to this
Goes
now.
Goes into
Goes
your
into soda.
goes into your local bookstore, your local Barnes and Neighbor.
Sure.
or
That's one of them.
local bookstore.
Yeah, I said local bookstore first.
Or local Barnes and Noble.
And then if
or
you don't
online,
have-
and you could get the audiobook. Alonzo did the audiobook. He read it's his voice. So lots of ways to buy, and you should take advantage of all of them.
Definitely.
And while you're doing some stuff, you should also know that Bramblefest tickets are live today. Public. Not just for the double-deckers who have had access to the tickets for a while, but for everybody. If you're
right.
listening to this and you want to come down to Greenville in July 19th and 20th.
That's right. You got it.
Come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. DeckTheHallmark.com/fest to get those tickets and all the information. Or if you can't join us in Greenville, there's virtual tickets available as well. You'll be able to live stream the whole thing, and then you'll also be able to watch it forever, whenever you want to. If you want to go back and see that funny moment that happened,
Oh, you know the one.
you can watch it forever by getting a virtual ticket. DeckTheHallmark.com/fest.
And we're doing things. What a day.
Hot Frosty.
We launched the Bramblefest
Interesting.
tickets the same day Hollywood Pride went on sale.
It was a big
It
celebration.
was a big day.
Big celebration.
Yeah.
Hope you don't overshadow the book with that
no,
news.
no,
Oh,
no.
boy.
Yeah, that's
The
exactly
book
right.
release should win.
Book release will win for sure. Yes, Aaron.
The author of Hollywood Pride, the Alonzo Duralde, will
That's
be
true.
at
Will
Bramblefest.
be at Bramblefest.
There may even be an opportunity to buy and get signed copies of Hollywood Pride at the Bramblefest. So it's all a package deal.
Man.
It's all right there for you, right for the taking.
Yeah. You got to do that. You got to
Yeah.
buy both.
I like to buy as much stuff at one time as possible. That's kind of how I operate. And while you're getting stuff, go to philo.tv/DTH if you want to watch us talk about Hollywood Pride and talk about Bramblefest. If you want to see us do that,
Say that
you
I've
can
got
watch us right now on
Philo,
Philo.
and
yeah.
I've got Hollywood Pride, and I have a Bramblefest ticket, but I feel like I need like a bomber jacket. Is there a place I could go for that?
So many bomber jackets.
Too many.
Got the worst attorney.
DeckTheHallmark.com/shop. And Lacey Chabert going to Netflix for Hot Frosty.
I got to know
That's
what
crazy.
this is. A big this is a big deal.
There's more to that
That's
story. There's gotta be.
Hallmark's #1 star.
Yeah.
2 years after losing her husband, Kathy magically becomes a handsome snowman. Oh, brings a handsome snowman to life. Through his naivete, the snowman helps Kathy to laugh, feel, and love again as the two fall for each other just in time for the holidays.
She
and
falls in
before
love
he
with
melts.
a snowman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She
It's
left
about- I mean,
Hallmark for that?
Bound to happen. It's inevitable.
I mean,
Everything.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 snowballs and a cream. And we don't have to preview it.
I'm all in on this movie.
We already did it. So when it's preview time for this movie, we don't have to do it. We already did it. You want to go ahead and give your ranking? Out of snowballs.
I'll give it 2 snowballs, 1 carrot.
Wow.
5 snowballs and a cream, and I'll
cream,
also
You did 80% of the work there.
we'll also preview it again, though. Don't you worry.
You know, hold the
We will
cream.
not.
You can't
We
preview.
will not preview.
You
it.
can't preview now what you can preview later.
You can.
Wait, plus it's not
You
even the
can,
season.
actually.
It's not even the season.
It's not
yet.
even the season 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We're
what
in
it
May.
is.
We
It's not-
have a June preview show coming up in a couple weeks, but that's
Thank
not this.
goodness.
Can't skip ahead.
It's not this.
You guys want to talk about a Whitewater
Y'all guys?
romance?
Yeah.
Y'all guys want to talk about it?
A Whitewater romance originally aired on
Boring
the
channel,
network
boring
on May 11th,
2024.
2024, to win a little something like this. Maya is working on a press release for the social media app called Vesta. Speaking of Vesta, she gets a call from their CEO, which invites her to a retreat that she's having in Colorado. She's inviting 4 people on this retreat, 1 from each of the regional branches of Vesta. So Maya works at Vesta East, and it's pretty exciting.
It's in New York.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so her boss thinks that Allegra, the CEO, is scouting to find which office is going to run point on the next big project.
And the CO is Clarity. Zyrtec, I believe, is the
Yeah,
CEO.
that's right.
Yes.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah.
Coming real handy this time of year.
Her boss tells Maya that she has to prove herself while she's there, and if she can do that, maybe there's an executive position waiting for her back at Vesta East. So she goes off to Colorado and to Whitewater Lodge. Apparently, she's late, though, and the first game has already begun. That's right, folks, game. They play a weird game of cat and mouse where you are both the finder and the keeper and the seeker and the hider. You do it all
Loser,
there.
The weeper.
Then they do another icebreaker game to get to know each other. Now, Maya's not a big adventure person, so she's a little bit out of her element just being outdoors. But then she finds out they're gonna go whitewater rafting. She's like, I gotta get out of here. But her boss calls her and is like, you gotta stick it out, kid. Do it for Vesta East. For Vesta East!
Where were you, Brian? We practiced and everything. Nothing.
We did.
Nowhere.
We're doing it for Vesta East. For Vesta East!
Better. Still not great.
It didn't feel like your heart was in it.
Yeah, it's not. I'm more like a Vesta South, I think.
Interesting.
This guy, if he doesn't even mention it to her on the air.
There's not even a Vesta South.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Four branches. One of them is
I forget.
It's
west,
East, Mid.
Isn't there a Columbia
There's Chicago.
Midwest.
There's L.A. and
It's like
there's
Nebraska.
Texas or something.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
I think there's a
Texas is
Columbus
south.
or a Columbia one.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Maybe. We have to go pull up that.
Maybe.
Pull up that map.
Yeah.
It just may be.
Vista South.
So she decides that she's going to stick it out. The next day, she opts not to do the whitewater rafting, though. Luckily, you can walk along the path and make it to the camp in which they're going to stay. From there, they do more competitions with clear-cut points. Dan, explain those points.
The points don't matter.
Thank you, Dan.
Vista East.
That's right.
What?
Her boss back in Vesta East, is encouraging her to like cheat by stealing people's glasses and stuff. She writes all this down in her notebook. I'm sure it won't come back to hurt her.
No way.
She starts to actually enjoy hanging out with Matt, the one of the guys, and they're doing outdoorsy stuff. Zip lining and straddling each other and
Both of those at once.
eggs and stuff.
Wasting eggs.
Yeah, lots of wasted eggs.
Slingshot eggs.
One night, the two of them go
Hit a bullseye, get
stargazing.
minus 30 seconds.
And you get to straighten out your name on the board.
That's right. You straighten out your name and you're good to go. One night, the two of them go stargazing, and it is magical. They come back with a big idea for the launch of the project that they were talking about at the beginning of the movie is actually launching tomorrow.
Surprise.
And they have an idea, which is to live stream a bunch of techies whitewater rafting.
Explain what live stream is.
And
I'm sorry. It's something that I'm not-
so live streaming, it is you're live on the internet.
I've just never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never
I
heard
just
of it.
need to- Yeah,
So
Your business is doing great.
it's doing amazing.
Yeah,
but I've never
I
heard of
thought
it.
so.
while live streaming, they'll also promote the lodge because they're actually having a tough time. They don't have much of an internet presence, so that's really great. She goes back into her tent. She calls her boss and tells the boss the idea. Then she goes and she throws her notebook full of notes like, hey, I like stealing glasses and stuff like that. She throws that in the fire. The next day she wakes up and it turns out that the notebook did not burn all the way, and Matt read it all and is
outside the fire.
yeah, that's exactly right. And is mad at her about all the things that she wrote down. And then Allegra came into the area and says, "Hey, your boss just called me, told me your great idea about live streaming for the launch. Love this. Let's do it. You got a bright future here, kiddo." Obviously, Matt is there, and Matt's just like, "Yeah, what a great idea she had, huh?" So he's mad about the whole thing. It's time for the Whitewater rafting live stream extravaganza. And she's in the raft, and Matt is like, "I'm not going this time." Pushes her off. Pushes him.
And now we get the best scene in the movie.
Yes. So she then hops out of the raft and gets stuck. The water is at her knees, and she can't move. She's like, "This is too. I don't know what's going on." But she also in the process started the live stream. And so the live stream shows Matt running up to her, rescuing her from the knee-deep water.
Yeah.
Pulls her to the shore. She apologizes and is like, "You're amazing," and all this good stuff. And then they see another raft is there too. Yeah. This guy's just kind of farting around, hanging out, and they're like, "You got room for 2 more?" And he's like, "You bet I do. Thank God. I was gonna have to do this whole thing myself." And so they then also continue to live stream, and it is a big hit. They get back to the rest of the group, and Allegra is like, "That's what I'm talking about. This is real life. This is wonderful." And they end up finding out the good news that they're going to get to go and work at the Paris office together. And that's great for them. And so they decide, since we're going to be going to Paris together, we might as well start French kissing. You know what I mean? The kiss is what I'm trying to say. And that, my friends, was a Whitewater romance.
It's the Paris.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about a Whitewater romance in detail here on Deck the Hallmark.
Is that like... yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're talking about a Whitewater romance today on a very special Tuesday episode. It's special because we're here and you're here with us.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us.
You can buy a bunch of things that you couldn't buy yesterday, but you can buy today.
Yeah.
That's right.
So many things. So many things. Let's get to the hot take part of the show. Is what we're talking about. What we thought about the movie. We give our hottest of takes, and there's no one that gives takes that are hotter, more out of left field. Like, I like this movie.
If he says it,
then my good friend Brian.
Will you punch me in the face?
I've got
Will
my
you
fist
Buscemi
ready
me?
to go.
Dude, you're gonna get so Buscemi'd.
You're gonna get Buscemi. You're even gonna get Buscemi.
No.
I won't even buy you a bruschetta afterwards.
No, bruschetta.
This is going to be rough.
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta or Buscemi. Brian, what do you think?
This week is like for people who like a question of social media in their movies with like no questions asked, no explanation, just like a hint of social media mention with like nothing's plugged in though. Like the app and tech in this, you have to not care about apps or tech or companies or how CEOs operate or
Brian,
any of
what'd
that
you think
stuff,
of the movie?
man. Like I didn't really like a lot about it. I hate retreats.
Yeah.
I
me too.
hate everything they did. God. You walk in and immediately you're in a game with people you have to spend
Team building?
Yeah. And all you're doing is spending time with them all weekend or whatever it is. Brutal. So a lot of stuff that was just way too far gone for me. There's some things I liked about this where there were like aspects of glamping included that I thought were nice touch. The guide, not nearly gnarly enough for like a whitewater rafting guide. Like just too cleaned up. Like you need a guy who lives on the water for that type of thing, you know? So just very unbelievable. I'm really excited though for Cindy's next thing. Love Cindy. She's great. Hope she keeps busy.
What do you mean? Does she have like a next thing?
She's always got something else.
You're excited she's going to be in anything?
Yeah,
not
anything.
this.
I thought you were saying she has something coming up.
Yeah,
called
like
Cindy's
I
next thing.
I don't know what. I'm sure she's doing something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, this was. It's a lot about this to just have problems with. But entertaining at parts, fun to watch in parts, excited. But I like Cindy a lot and hope that the best for her.
She does have one upcoming project called Nuovo. It's a TV miniseries.
Yes.
From 2006. So that's coming out soon, I think.
Go ahead,
Cool. That's
one more
beautiful.
time, Brand. Go back up. One more
Yeah,
time.
it's Nuamian Baokian. It's going out this year. It's from 2006. Don't ask.
Semi, but I could be wrong.
You could be.
It's Niawen Bushimi.
Now I'm Balkan. Back to you, Brand.
Thank you. Oh man, I gotta be honest. We've been doing this for a long time now.
It's never a good
And
sign.
I think we've done enough. I think we've done enough for to giving back to the world and the community. And I think it's best if we call it quits.
Okay.
Okay.
See you guys.
Every once in a while,
Class dismissed.
we get months like this where Hallmark's like, we forgot about May. Guys, we forgot there was a month in between April and June. We filled April to the gills. June is jam-packed. We forgot about May. What do we do? And thank God there's always movies sitting there for the taking that take place in the woods. Because without woods movies, what would we have?
be?
What
Yeah.
would we have without the woods movies?
The waterfall.
I don't think that there's been a movie with more unlikable characters filling out the cast. All of these characters are relatively unlikable, and I'm with Brian. I don't want any part of this retreat. 1, it involves being outdoors. 2, it involves water. 3, it involves small
Heights.
talk and
Yeah.
height and
Team building.
getting to know people, and lots of things that I just don't really like doing very much. And also the water would kill me, and so this wouldn't be what I would want to do in my free time, much less for my job. And so if I showed up to a company meeting and I don't really know what it is, and this is what I walk into, I'm doing exactly what she did, and is deucing out. She should have deuced out.
Yep.
She didn't deuce out, and I lost a little respect for her that day. Stick to your guns, deuce out. You don't have to whitewater raft just because your boss tells you have to. It's not a part of your job. That's not a part of your job. They can't make you do that, and they can't fire you for saying no. Dan?
I feel like it's to the point where we should have a subgenre of movie that is Cindy Busby in these woods. I feel like she has been in not like the woods. She has been in these woods numerous times. Waterfalls, Native American artifacts, I think, Whitewater. That it is just crazy to me that this movie continues to be made over and over again. This is the worst movie of the year. Number 1, some of the tasks they're asking these tech people to do require some experience that these people, there would be no reason that they would have that. It would be like if the 4 of us got told we had to go to a podcasting retreat, and when we got there, it was rock climbing. Well, I've never rock climbed before. Brand's not going to try. I don't know if Brian or Aaron's ever rock climbed. Aaron's good over there. We don't know. It's weird that all of a sudden you would ask someone who spends her life in a cubicle every day to do this, not like, will you do it in a few months, but will you leave tomorrow and go do it? They also, and Sydney Busby can act. We've seen her in a lot of things. She's been on our program a bunch. She is wonderful. She's delightful. They make her character the dumbest human being alive. Everything is either like a full wow, complete surprise, or I guess I just have to do this. I've never seen someone look at bridges and trees like they've literally been in an underground bunker their whole life. The movie's a mess. None of the characters are likable. The premise makes no sense. The point system makes no sense. The all is lost moment makes no sense. This movie is a disaster. 35 minutes in, I thought we were almost done. It's really, really bad. And Brandon's right. They forgot about May, and they decided, here's what we're doing. We're putting another Cindy in These Woods movies out, and there you have it. This is what we got.
Oh boy, it's time for all the feels. Brian.
Yeah. Brand, I feel like you might be with me on this. Did you get Sandra Day O'Connor vibes from Allegra?
Oh, boy, did I.
Big time, right?
I have learned a lot about one of our most famous Supreme Court judges of all time
Justices, yes.
over the past few days.
Absolutely.
And I'm with you, Brian.
Yeah, just the passion just comes right off the screen. Really, what stood out for Fields was the food. And in my mind, I'm watching the spreads everywhere they were. It didn't matter how far into the woods they went. The level of catering.
Oh, the more they go in the woods,
Yeah.
the nicer the spreads get.
So,
Yes.
so to me, I'm thinking like this is insane. First of all, but second of all, pretty nice.
Yeah,
Like,
clinking glass.
Holy cow! Tablecloths.
Yeah.
Wine.
Wine glasses.
Glasses. Peeled carrots. Like everything you could want. It was like when she woke up late and she ran by that table, that spread. Part of me was like, "Oh, don't run by it. Like stop
No,
for a
yeah, go
second.
ahead
Let me
and
get a
get
look
you-
at that
yeah.
spread. We got some muffins there. We got that nice coffee cups. So that they did a really good job with the food spreads, no matter where they were in the woods.
Yeah, give me that one.
There's plenty of room at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those tables were nice.
Yeah,
Dan?
this event is my nightmare. Not
Yeah.
like it is Brands. It's not outdoors, heights, water, whatever. I'm fine with all three of those things. Whatever. I could get over that if I had to for my job. No big deal. It's 4-person team building.
Oh man.
It's
For people you don't actually
Yeah.
work with.
That's right.
They're not in your office.
That's right. It's team building with just 4 people, none of whom you know at all,
worst.
and you're supposed to team build with other tech experts while playing capture the flag or whitewater rafting. It's just sounds. I would rather do virtually anything else.
It was exhausting just watching that fake energy. Like when
Yeah.
they first meet and they're all
Yeah.
like hyped up. I'm like, I'd need a day of rest after that fake energy. Like,
We would go to like youth group camp, and I would have to do team building, and you would always have a few people from your youth group with people from other youth groups, so you know people. And I still thought it was the dumbest activity on the planet. Like this is absolutely uncalled for. I can't even imagine. I don't know how they got there. That wasn't the original idea of the script. It couldn't have been. And then they're like, well, what if it's like a 4-person team building? I don't know how they got there, but I hated it.
It's time for us to take a break. We'll come back with the way what and the what the Hallmark here on
Deck
the
the
Hallmark.
You're that close.
For Tuesday. Hello, everybody, except for the person who punched Steve Buscemi
You know who.
on the streets. You know
I
what
can
you
guarantee
did.
whoever punched him called him Buscemi, even though he wants to be called Buscemi. So it could be you.
Could be.
Wow. You're not
No,
going to
I just called him out. Why would it be me?
But you're not going to deny that it could be you?
I'm saying it's not.
Okay, you are
Right here and
saying
right
on
now.
the record it is not. You did
No.
not punch Steve Buscemi.
No.
Got it.
Buscemi. It's time for the way what. It's where we talk about what in this movie. We just go, whoa, wait, what? Brian?
Yeah, I mean, a CEO is just not spending their time doing this nonsense. Like, just
No.
you don't have time for this.
No.
That was just crazy. I feel like doing the high wire walk blindfolded is actually better and easier than not blindfolded. Like, you're taking away the thing that's the scary part.
Yeah,
It's
there's
looking
nothing that
down.
can happen to you.
Yeah, you just hold on and take a step.
And you just, if you miss it, you just step again because you're
Yes.
holding on.
Yes, you
Yeah.
just reach out there, feel around, and like you're not able to see the ground, which is the
right.
scary part. So I'm like, this is better.
But
like,
are you afraid of heights?
Yeah, a little.
are?
I get a little nervous.
Because I was about to say,
it.
like, I'm really not afraid of heights, but Bran, I don't think would agree
Yeah.
with that. Like, I think.
What do
he
you
would-
think if you were
Oh.
blindfolded?
I wouldn't put myself in that situation to begin with.
But if your CEO Dan dragged you out to the
Yeah.
woods and made you do it,
I would quit.
but if you were spineless,
I would say
oh,
I'm
you'd quit.
no. I would say I'm not doing it. And if he says you have to, I would say make me. And I test
have
me
to physically-
because I'll sue you. I'll
you-
sue you. You can't make me do this.
You can hear it in his voice how much he doesn't like
He's
heights.
so
This
scared.
isn't my job. My job has nothing to do with this.
That's right.
I wouldn't have taken this job.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a job description, and I'm going to follow the job description. The job description says nothing about the ropes course.
Yeah.
You can't make me.
But if it says you may be asked to do things that aren't part of your normal job,
Which is in every contract.
then
That's not what it's talking about.
It isn't.
I have not signed a contract. No.
You haven't signed a contract. I don't think I've signed a contract. I do believe there are some lawyer double-deckers who would take up your case for free.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing: is
So-
the idea that I'm making
You can't
anyone
make
do
us do
team
this.
building is the biggest myth of this whole thing.
But that's
If I'm making you do team building, someone has taken over my entire.
I just want to know.
Team building is like we're gonna sit and watch a bunch of movies
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Watching movies, eating donuts.
Has this ever happened to anybody? Have they ever had to go on
dragged to
have anybody that ever worked for anything that's not outdoors related been forced to go to an outdoors retreat and do things that they're afraid of?
I can't imagine.
Because their boss says they have to? It's a lawsuit, right?
Well, you and I had to go and zip line in Costa Rica, but you actually didn't.
I
do
said
it.
no.
Yeah, you tried. You got the thing on.
I said I would give it
The
a shot.
harness
I
on,
started
you
walking
got
up the
3 flights
stairs.
of stairs, and you were like, I can't
And I,
do it.
and I
you walked
realized
right back.
no, I don't have to.
So I had all the kids. I
Yeah.
was supervising myself.
That's right. And I would say, I mean, I could.
So we've actually kind of been in this scenario, but I've not been like, you got to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in charge of the trip, but I didn't care if he did it or not.
Right.
He was willing to take one for the team. He tried.
I tried.
And then he walked right back
And I
down.
walked right back down where I belong, on the
Yeah,
ground.
On the ground. On the ground.
Whitney in the chat, our resident lawyer, does say this is a lawsuit.
Thank you.
Yes. Of course it is.
Yeah, obviously. It's got to be. Lewis, he can't do a thing without his glasses, but he doesn't say one word.
He doesn't.
About
Yeah.
missing his glass. Like if I couldn't find,
You
like,
would immediately be
immediately,
like,
hey, you see my glasses? Where am I? I
Yes.
wouldn't shut up. I'd be like, where are my freaking glasses? This
Yes.
is gonna get broken. I'm not gonna have any glasses. I'd be freaking out.
There's
about
a
it.
reason we don't prank you by taking your glasses. You're insufferable.
Yeah.
people.
More.
Yeah, one time is
exactly.
all it
Did
takes.
it one time?
So I don't believe that he can't see without his glasses. This will be. I'll stop here because there's just too many.
I actually didn't write down that many because the whole movie I just
Oh,
was
the whole
in. I
the
was-
bridge
yeah.
she refused to cross
Oh my gosh.
looked more secure than Fort Knox.
Yes.
It was built by engineer, NASA
wasn't even
engineers, army of
swaying.
engineers. That thing was not
Yeah.
moving. It was phenomenally safe. Sorry. One last one was when they were foraging for mushrooms. She started grabbing pine cones, and I would never miss an opportunity to say pine cone.
You would never. Pine cones are an important part of.
I did love
Any ecosystem.
that her reasoning for doing that is I'm not going back empty-handed, and I would argue it would be so much better to go
Yeah.
back empty-handed.
Bark
a bunch of
and
pine cones.
Hey, can you go get us mushrooms? Didn't find any of those.
No, what
can I
she
interest
does
you
is-
in the pine cones?
Is she picks up pine cones and then does a type 5 on mushrooms.
Yeah.
How they could kill you or they could be great.
what's up with
the deal with
mushrooms?
mushrooms?
How about the
That's
first
what she
person?
does.
You talked about the spreads, Brian, and you're right. There's more food than you know what to do with. There are all like on that table. There's so many coffee cups.
Yes.
There's enough.
Yes.
Did they not know how many people were coming?
Well, there's 6 total people.
6 total people. They could. They
35
could.
coffee.
He bought a lifetime supply.
He clearly shopped at Costco, got the big bag, and he's like, I'll just put them all out.
Yeah.
I'll put them all out just in case.
Just in case.
I'll put them out just in case.
He
You
doesn't
never
want a
know.
lawsuit.
She is social media stalking them. She's clearly on a LinkedIn type thing. And I would say that none of these people are going to have much future. Of a future with the way that their profiles are set up because they have no last names.
None.
All of their social medias are set up with just their last name initial.
Yeah.
And so best of luck to you and Yorn. When they're getting ready to go whitewater rafting, the guy running it says, let's have a moment of silence for what
he does.
we're about to do. Then proceeds to talk the whole time, which clearly he was a pastor at some point because we've all been to those churches where he's like, let's all just take a moment. Let's just and then they talk the whole time. What was that? Let's have a moment of silence for what we're about to
before
do.
we get in the rafts. Was somebody going to die?
Let's get ahead of it. Let's get ahead of the person who's about to die and have a moment of silence on their behalf.
We
Let's
took a
just-
moment of silence and
We're just
everything.
gonna-
We
have
can't
to take a
believe
moment
this
of silence.
tragic event
A
happened.
moment of
great.
silence to
Yeah.
God, to the whitewater
Let's
rafting
take
gods.
let's take another moment of silence. Her phone someone's calling her and her phone is vibrating, and I don't know if the vibration in her phone is broken, but it was so loud.
It was very loud. And it sounds like it's rattling in a cup holder.
That was the vibration. Yeah, you could cut branches with this phone. Her boss asked her to steal glasses. Again, you can't do that. You can't ask your employee to steal another employee's glasses. We know that now. We know that now.
Yeah, we do.
You can't do that.
We all do.
Her boss gets nothing. She should be fired.
Yes.
Her boss told her to steal glasses, told her she has to stay even though she's clearly afraid of the whitewater rafting.
Her
boss
villain.
stole took her idea and said, I'll tell Allegra on your behalf, even though
that's
so
true.
cut him out. She's not good. She should be fired. You did mention, but they do sit in the woods with a table, full tablecloth, real plates, real glasses, multiple vases.
And this is like night 2 or 3. Like they're in the woods.
So did they bring them on the Whitewater raft? Like when they did it, was there just clank, 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 clank? It survived.
That's what the moment of silence was
yeah,
for.
moment of silence for all the
broken glass
the
in
good
the bag.
glasses we're gonna lose.
That's right.
He finds out the white guy who's running the
Jim.
lodge, Jimbo.
This is an all-time. Wait, what?
She goes up to him and is like, "Hey, we're gonna live stream. We're gonna live stream this for the big launch." And he's like, "Allegra keeps saying live stream this, live stream that," and I still don't know what that means. Jimbo,
Buddy,
doesn't have any idea what live streaming is in the year 2024.
he's been in a bunker.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
If he was 90, okay. Jim looks like he's like mid 50s.
Yeah.
He knows what live.
But also,
streaming
like, I do feel like it is one of those phrases that's pretty intuitive. Like, if you just like think it through, like, okay, we're gonna be on there, we're gonna
stream.
live, they're gonna stream it. So maybe they're talking since
Well,
they're a tech company.
Streams water. He's
Right.
nature. He's just thinking.
Yeah, all the streams were live. So yeah, maybe that's what he was thinking through. Last but not least, when she is now live streaming, which is
What's
when
that?
you're going live on the
Oh,
internet. People can watch it.
Thank you.
She gets on the land. He is talking, and we get to see some of the live stream. And the live stream shot makes no sense
At all.
What she is live streaming is GoPro on top of her helmet. Somehow we get an over-the-shoulder shot of her
That's right.
shoulder,
We sure do.
and we get him. Makes no sense. Come on, guys. Dano.
Early in this movie, when she goes to her room for the first night before they go camping, she knocks on the door and opens the door and goes, "Hello? Are there any bugs? Are the bugs going to talk back to you?" Hello? Do you think if she's like, knock, knock, any bugs in here? Oh, it's just us cockroaches. Scatter, scatter. Like, what are they going to... I was going to stay in here and bother you in your sleep as a bug, but since you asked...
You're so kind.
Since you asked, I guess
We'll
I'll
skedaddle. We'll get out of here.
I'll get moving.
Hope they weren't having a moment of silence when she asked.
No, moment of silence for this
Moment of silence for this room
this-
we're about
this-
to lose.
Fig Newton sleeve. We're about to
We're about to go hard on
go
it.
ham on this Fig Newton sleeve.
Yeah, we've all been there.
We have, haven't we? At one point, they build a fire, and you see them all around the fire, and then the shot goes to where the fire's in the background, and Ben Hollingsworth is beside the fire, and it's all these sticks perfectly.
Oh,
know,
yeah.
And he puts his hand in and grabs one of the sticks that is on fire. Like, puts his hand in, grabs the part of the stick he grabs isn't on fire, but it still would have been hot as blazes. And then it looks like it's not up with the rest of them. So he takes it and he tries to put it up to where it makes it perfect. And when he does it, the whole thing falls down.
Moment of silence,
There's
guys,
no
for the
way.
fire.
If
Moment of
they-
silence.
If they had seen it, they'd have done another take. He literally is trying to fix it for the scene. He's like, "Oh, I got to fix that," and then it just all comes just crashing down, and it's fantastic. They do a challenge with eggs and put like slingshot eggs at bullseyes. And at one point, she goes, "For every bullseye you hit, you get 30 seconds off your time." I don't see a stopwatch. I don't see a clock anywhere. Like, what is she talking about? Like, what? This requires a lot of math and a lot of people watching both teams do all these events, and no one's doing that. Like, no one is in the woods. These rules are so complicated. 30 seconds for a bullseye. The egg splatters across the whole thing. Where's the bullseye? Like, I just... That was when I was like, I couldn't be more done with this movie. When she's explaining the rules to the egg bullseye game, I was like, that's it for me. Last straw. No turning back. This movie sucks. They have enough cell signal to live stream.
This is a big one, yeah. Yeah, that connection's rock solid.
Listen, we live stream stuff all the time, and we have evolved greatly in life. It used to be the biggest pain for us in like Panda's basement. We're trying to live stream to the Patreon, and it's like, is the Wi-Fi going to hold or not? And we're in a city. Like, they are on whitewater rafting in the middle of nowhere, 2 days removed from anywhere with an actual like building, and they are live streaming. So they are uploading live 4K video, one would assume, from the rapids. That is crazy town. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmarks, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe have some clear any questions that we still have. Brian?
Yeah, the owner of the lodge talks about how he's got to close his business. His business is no good. I just feel like in this age, like with
We don't buy a ton of food and just leave
don't
it
spend
out.
all your
Maybe
money
the glasses
on
were bad.
all the silverware and plates. If global warming has any upside, I feel like it's for the whitewater rafting industry. Like, they gotta be booming at this point. Like, all that water rushing down now is like the time.
Warmer than ever.
Yeah, like it's so comfortable now. You fall in, it's no big deal. I just don't believe him that business is bad. Like, he's not cut out for it. I feel like.
Dude,
It was one of the activities you could do during COVID. Like, I'm sure it did really great in
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah,
like
outdoor
all those
stuff.
outdoor
I
stuff.
don't know what he did wrong, but
You said if there's one upside, but
Yeah.
you have a ton of upsides
You-
to global
you have a
warming. You
ton.
talk about it all the time.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, yes, I believe it's
That's
real.
right.
Obviously, science.
Life
but
has gotten so much
there's
better.
a lot of things
Yeah.
that are positive.
The alpacas
Listen.
keep their fur. They're, like, we don't need so many alpaca sweaters. So that's just off the top of my head, a couple good ones.
That's a couple okay ones.
One good one.
One good one.
Couple of bad ones, guys.
Alpaca the rest for later.
What is Vesta? If someone could give me a
Vesta East.
Yeah, it's a good
So-
question.
they explain it as it's a social media. She's using it on her phone as if it's like a Siri that like is a helpful companion thing for scheduling and whatnot. You can have it like book stuff for you and whatnot. Then they're launching Highlight Reel, which I at the beginning of the movie thought that they were trying to get the bid for Highlight Reel is what they said. I was like, oh, they want to create a highlight reel for what the company's
like
done.
REL.
Yes, but this is a live streaming that they have called Highlight Reel.
REAL.
Maybe.
That's what it said in the
So it
subtitles,
morphed
which is
into.
crazy.
So like, I don't know what this is,
Yep.
like what it is.
Yep.
And they not only did they not do anything to help me understand, they did a lot to make me more confused. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever the goal.
Mine's also a highlight reel, which is I'm pretty sure it takes more than an evening in the woods to launch an app where you now have a subscriber base that can watch live video. Like,
Was it like? Is it its own separate program, or is it built into the Vesta app?
Right.
Because like when Facebook, for instance, added live stream, you didn't need a separate
but I
app.
bet you
and they
needed a
built
bunch
it
of
in.
servers and
Sure.
A
programmers.
lot of infrastructure, big
didn't-
team behind it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not what they had, which is I got this idea around the campfire for highlight reel.
Right.
Next day, launching.
But
that
was
sucker.
Highlight Reel always just live stream when they were trying to figure out how to launch it? Like, what's the big stunt we're gonna do to
I
announce
thought
that
they made
we're
it pretty clear that Cindy Busby and when talking to Ben Hollingsworth, they came up with the idea of it being live streamed.
I thought they came up with the
name? How
to kick
the
it off.
marketing strategy behind how to launch
Okay.
it.
All right.
Which was to go
So,
live while doing the thing, and it's
Either
going
way,
to go
then
viral.
I have a question. Right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
confusing.
Fair.
Oh boy, we did it,
did
everybody!
it.
Congratulations! It is Tuesday, which means it's time for us to dive deep into the double decker lifestyle, if you will. We have so many people who have signed up for Brainwave Gen Plus, the double decker tier or higher. And Brian, you've been given the keys to the proverbial kingdom, if you will.
I will.
You dive deep into the life of one of these double deckers. Dan, who do we have today?
We have Haley Howell.
Oh,
Haley
Yeah.
Howell.
Good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, Haley Howell. This one was not found on Vesta.
No.
This is the
Can't be.
yeah,
That's not
we
what
did-
Vesta's for, and
No,
you know that.
They don't have this
We
yet.
would never know.
Maybe next May they'll
Maybe
have this
next May.
functionality. Haley came up with an idea, revolutionizing the appetizer game.
Okay, I'm listening. I
Okay.
love an app.
You know, you
we love apps.
you
around
show
here.
up to or you're invited to a dinner party, right? You got to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I'll bring something." The host is like, "A good host." No, we got it.
Yeah.
You're obviously bringing something. So
course.
Haley has this new idea for something called lettuce wraps. Okay. And it's not what you're thinking, because somebody shows up, Dan, with a lettuce wrap, you're immediately out, obviously.
Turned off.
Yeah. This is, not a good start. This is something Haley's come up with. It's a little trickery. So you tell the host, I'm going to bring lettuce wraps. They say, great, fine, sounds good. You show up. Lettuce wraps is actually an ice-breaking technique around the table for everybody to participate in.
And it's a group of people that come and rap for a dinner party?
No, it's sort of like icebreaker cues or prompts.
Oh, it's like, so let's rap, guys.
Let's rap.
It's like, hey, let us rap.
So instead of bringing a simple dish,
it's a board game of sorts.
You brought a team building activity.
Exactly.
Haley, I don't
That's
like
very on the nose for this movie, which is
it really is.
It sort of falls right in line, doesn't it? Yeah. So and it's sort of just like prompts for people to get to know you around the table.
So what's the business here?
And so, it's going to be...
Couldn't I just Google icebreaker questions,
and I could
like
be
what
lettuce
are they?
wraps?
What's lettuce?
Couldn't I just be lettuce wraps?
What's Haley and her squad do?
It's for people who you don't want to have to do that work. You're busy, preparing for the dinner. So it's just sort of like cards or an
cards.
app.
You keep saying cards like that explains it.
It's like the
cards.
prompts, so you don't have to think. And it's just like, hey,
and it's there.
Everybody, my name is blank.
Yes.
My biggest fear in the world is blank. In high school, I did something terrible. It was blank. And you just fill in, Do
you have some stuff you need to talk about?
It's just stuff. Haley's been thinking about these great ways for people to get to know each other. It's psychologically.
One of the icebreaker questions is to admit to the worst thing you did in high school?
It's a little deep for a first meeting, but Haley feels like this is the way you really get to know people.
Ryan, what was the worst
thing you did in high school?
Oh, man. Well, we're not at a dinner party or playing lettuce wraps, so I can't answer that.
Nothing you can do.
I don't. Oh no,
we have a clip
of you in high school
answering of you. No, you were at a party and Haley showed up and they asked you, Brian, what's the worst thing you did in high school?
Oh no,
let's play that clip.
Play that clip.
Brian, it's your turn.
Glasses clink.
Hey, my name is Brian. And give me the shovel. Huh.
Give me this. What did you mean?
Did we play the right? Aaron, did we play the correct?
I don't know if
clip.
What was that, Aaron?
It sounds like a different clip that we played.
I feel like that
Give me the
was
shovel.
like footage of Brian doing the bad thing in high school, and
no, we just needed to know.
What did that mean? Give me the shovel.
That wasn't me. You guys can't prove that I was part of that.
But is this a clip from high school?
Yeah, exactly. Why was the voice? I don't know anything about that. That was weird.
Man,
so Haley's got.
Brian, give me the other shovel, please.
That sounds more
Brian
like
got
me.
Southern.
Sometimes Brian is alone in the studio, and I do think he deleted some files.
You can't prove that.
I'm Brian. Is there a third shovel in the house?
And we're the 3 Brians. And 3 shovels. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. This fall on ABC, watch as 3 Brians cover their tracks with 3 shovels. What they do, only one way to find out.
They'll never catch me.
Or me.
Or me.
3 Brians.
3 shovels.
All right, well, fair enough.
Haley's
We'll be
back
next week with another one, and tomorrow. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.